Okay, guys. This is going to be the intro to Eclipse class that you're taking. And there's kind of an intro, and then there's an advanced class that you're probably going to need to take. That one, I mean, pretty much like the word, it's more advanced. So you're doing stuff on your machines, stuff like that. This is just getting into the basics of Eclipse. It shows you a lot of stuff. We're going to take it really slow because I want you to get the stuff that we're doing. This is very important. You know, it's almost important as your theory. Your theory is the base of what you're doing. And if you don't have that base, you're lost. This is the base of getting that job out, okay? And once you get to the advanced class, I'm gonna take you all the way through on getting a complete job out. So the day you get out of here, not if, when you get out of here, you're gonna know how to get that transcript out, okay? So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is David Zarate. I've been court reporting for about 23 years now. I started right out of high school, finished, I started in '88, got out in '92, started working, did some reporting for a firm for 2 years. One of my first jobs was court. I was terrified. That's the most intimidating thing you can ever do, is take court. Not now, but I mean, you know, to me, that was the most intimidating thing because that's where everybody goes. That's where the end result goes of what they're doing in the legal system. So it's a little intimidating. My first job was court, taking a multi-million-dollar oil case with about 16 attorneys. Actually, there was more than that because I think the copy that I sold, it went for about 3 hours, and the copy that I sold was an 0 and 16, I think. And for those of you that don't know, when you get a job out, it's considered an 0 and 1, which is an original and 1 copy. You're always making an original and 1 copy, no matter what. Well, I sold 16 extra copies. And copies is doing no more work. You're just pushing print and just watching that check come in. That's what you're doing. So it's nice. A little intimidating when you have 16 people in the room, 19, 20 people in the room, and they're all attorneys from New York and wherever. So I don't think it probably could have happened at a better time because, you know, I was right out of school and I was writing like fire. I think it was because I'm more scared than anything, but I mean, it was a great experience. So hit it off with one of the judges down there, and she requested me every time her reporter was out. Called down there to the lady, and then I was the one who went every time. The girls at the firm that I worked at, none of them wanted to go, ever. Nobody wanted to go to court. I didn't understand why. Back in the day, that was '92. I mean, the per diem was $250 a day. So whether you pull out that machine or not, you made $250 a day. Now it's like $375, I think, a day. $350 or $375 a day. So whether you pull that machine out, you come to my court, you're going to earn that $350, $375. But there's courts that, you know, you may write for an hour and get paid for all day. So it's pretty nice. You know, and it's a great job. You know, I've been down at the courthouse. This is completing my 20th year down at the courthouse. So I have 8 months for 20 years down at the courthouse. So I can retire, pretty much. So it's actually pretty nice. I mean, you know, when you think about the salary that we make, the vacation, stuff like that, it's pretty nice. And I'm not here to sell you guys on that. I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of background on what I do. And if you guys have any questions about what I do, you know, and stuff like that, just kind of an intro, whatever. But I sit in the court that I sit in, we deal with all the child abuse cases for Bexar County. So that's what I do every day. I've done it for 20 years since I've had that job down at the courthouse, 20 years of hearing child abuse cases. So it's a little disheartening, I guess, but you know, it kind of brings everything to reality, you know, and it kind of teaches you that, you know, you're not there to listen to the job or try to make a difference in somebody's life. That's not your job. Your job is to sit there as a neutral party, take the record. That's it. You don't get personal with it. You know, you wouldn't be human if you didn't, you know, and I've had bouts where, you know, you go through things just because you hear this stuff all the time, and kind of gets to you a little bit. You wouldn't be human if it didn't, you know. And I'm not even married or have any kids. And you know, for people to come in, and I had a girl that came and sat in for me, and she was right out of maternity leave, and they put her in there, and she had a pretty tough time. You know, your emotions are all over the place, I guess, and hormones and whatever, but she had a pretty tough time. So it's not for everybody, I guess. But you know, it's a job. You know, and that's the way you have to see it. It's a job. So regardless of whether you want to do depositions or whether you want to do court eventually, but you know, I'm telling you, we need you guys. We really do. You know, and I'm not trying to sell you on court reporting or whatever. I'm just telling you, we need you. We have 2 court reporters down at the courthouse that are retiring this year. I can retire in 8 months. Or in 5 years. That's kind of the magic number is 75, but I can retire with my 20, or I can go to 25, which gives me, so I mean within 5 years. And there's girls down there that are older than I am. They're going to be retiring before I do, you know, and people are taking these jobs. And it's going to be from people from Lubbock, Dallas, the Valley, wherever, but they're going to take them. We're the 3rd highest paid, I believe. We're the 3rd highest paid county in the state. So we make the 3rd highest salary in the state. Out of, you know, I think it's Brownsville. Brownsville or Dallas makes a little bit more than we do. It's pretty close. They're all 3 pretty close, but it's pretty significant, you know, and it's worth it. It's way worth it once you get out. And once we get off this thing, if somebody wants to know, I'll tell you what I make. I don't really care, and I don't say it to brag. I do it as an incentive, you know, for you guys, and it's great. Well, the base salary down at the courthouse is almost $98,000. It's $97,700 or $97,800. It's pretty intimidating. It's nice. You know, when you factor in everything with vacation, stuff like that. So it's, you know, it's good.
That's 5 days a week?
It's 5 days, yeah. All of the holidays, stuff like that. So, I mean, you know, and you get up to 30 days a year. You get 18 vacation days and 12 sick days. And I'm telling you that, I'm not, like I said, I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm telling you that as incentive to get out of school, guys, because people are going to take these jobs. Whether it be you or somebody else, somebody's taking them.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Sacred. It was a school here in town that was locally owned by a court reporter who's working now. He's still working down at the courthouse.
Will the school or will the courts hire those straight from school, or do they want to see so many years of freelancing experience?
It's probably best that you might get a little bit of work under your belt, but I mean, I know 3 reporters that have gotten hired right out of school and just get thrown into it. One of them was from here. And he just took a job like down in Eagle Pass or something. Where was it?
Laredo.
In Laredo, yeah, where he was from. Pretty intimidating, you know, go in or whatever, but I mean, it's not like you can't do it. It's no different than anything else.
In 4 years? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it took me like right at 4 years. And, you know, I kind of messed around a little bit. You know, I was right out of high school. I wasn't real worried about much. You know, I was more worried about making money at first and then got up here. I'm from a small town, Victoria, so when I came up here, I was living with one of my best friends, and at first it was like, all school, and it was like, nobody's here, you know, to tell us. So yeah, I mean, but it's what you make of it, guys. I mean, you know, it's a great profession, but it's not easy, and we get paid the money that we get paid because it's not easy. It's not. I'm telling you, it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. I've never given labor, but I don't think it can be far from that. I don't think, but. I'm just kind of saying that to be funny, but thank y'all for laughing. I'm going to be here all week. No, I mean, it's hard, guys, and that's why we make the money that we do. You know, people ask. And I'll be honest with you, I started with one of the biggest classes at that school. There was 68 of us that started, and there was 5 of us that finished. 5 people. So it weeds out, really, I mean, really what this profession does, it weeds out the weak. It really does. Because I'm not the smartest guy. I'm not the dumbest guy either, but I mean, it doesn't take the smartest person to do it. It takes the most determined. And I had, you know, instilled in me by my parents, you're not giving up. You started, you're gonna finish it. You don't like it after you finish it, that's fine, you can do something else, but you're finishing it. And that's always the mentality that I've had. It's not gonna get the best of me, it's not. And there are times, trust me, that I wanted to quit, blah, 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 but I didn't let it, you know, and that's the mentality that you have to have, okay? Do you have any questions before we get started? Okay. What I need you to do, if you haven't turned on your computer, is you should be right here in Eclipse. To your home page. Did y'all finish that sheet?
Sign-in sheet?
Yeah. And if you can, and for those of you that are taking it online, I'll kind of let you know. I kind of wrote it on the board, but my number is 210-863-1588. I don't guess you guys really need it because it's going to be online every week. But I just told the students if you're watching it online this week, these videos are going to be on the wiki every week. So if there's stuff that we go over that it's like, you know, I don't remember how to go back and watch the video on the wiki, okay? And we're probably going to stay about hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. Really, we're supposed to stay till about 9 or whatever, but what I do, and I don't do that, I mean, because, you know, we want to leave early. What we're going to do is be covering material every week, you know, different material every week. So what I want you to do as kind of homework is I want you to go back, listen to something on the wiki, and instill what we taught or what you learned that week into that job. However small it may be, okay? You're gonna think it's kind of silly, but I want you to work on it that whole week. Just one thing, even if it's one thing that we took from that week, I want you to work on that, what we did, okay? The way that you're gonna learn this the most, and the thing that you're gonna learn about court reporting, it's all about repetition, you know? And it almost gets to the point where, you know, ad nauseum. You just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, but it's exercising your brain to kind of get used to what you need to know, if that makes sense, okay? You know, and it's all about repetition. It's hearing certain sounds and knowing that this certain sound, my finger needs to be here every time. It's the same thing about the software, okay? It's knowing what to do. You're just reacting. You're just reacting to stuff when you go through editing and you need to put in a block file. You know what? That's Alt-R. You know, whatever. You go to Alt-R, you pick the block file, you put it in, it's done. You know, or putting in a prefix, a suffix, and you do it all with your finger movements. That's it. I mean, and I'm going to teach you through Eclipse that your fingers pretty much, I mean, it does a little bit, but pretty much shouldn't leave your home key. You should be able to do everything through your home key. Or just, you know, real small little things or whatever. Every now and then you have to do like a shift or a control or something like that. But for the most part, moving around, putting prefix suffixes, putting a capital letter, deleting stuff, block files, all of that stuff you can do through just regular finger movements from the home keys. Okay? Everybody's right here? Okay? What I need you to do is go up to Windows, open it. I'm sorry guys, help. Help. Go down to Lesson Player and click it. And if your screen does not look like that, tell me. Everyone? Okay, good. So I don't have to do it individually. Okay, close out of that.
No, mine didn't look like that, I'm sorry. Mine didn't look like that.
It didn't look like that?
Did not.
Okay, everyone raise their hand.
Oh, okay.
No one's did. Go back to help. Okay. Come down to install lesson. Click it. Got it? Everyone should be right here. Got it? Okay. What I need you to do is highlight Class A, welcome, and shift, shift arrow down. And it should go down all the way to yours. It should be at the table of contents. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So they all should be highlighted, correct?
Correct.
Push enter. It should take you back to a blank page. Okay? Go back up to help. Lesson player. They're there? Okay. I'm going to keep one of you guys in charge. You see that red light on there that says record right here on this little window? Is it still going?
I don't see a red light.
Should be a
Oh,
red.
yeah, it is on.
Okay. Do me a favor, flip that thing around. It should just turn, yeah. Turn,
Like that?
keep turning.
Oh, so you could see.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, that's good. All right. Highlight welcome. Open. Everyone right here?
Yes.
Everyone has it? Okay. Do Control, Shift, F7.
Mine's on a different, I'm sorry. Mine says welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome to.
on the welcome, and then open it.
It's just formatted different.
Hold on.
Well,
Yeah,
This is just go.
it's the same. It's the same. Mine was further down. Mine was just further down. It should look like this. I'm sorry. This is what it should look like right here, guys. If you're at the top of the page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what it looks like. Okay? And is it too small to read? Because what you can do and what it's saying right here, but I want you to be able to read it, is Control Shift F7. Makes it bigger. So you can go as big as you want, but it's going to take away from your page, okay? So be careful how big you kind of go. All right? So you should pretty much be right there where, it kind of takes up most of the page. Okay?
I'm having issues.
That's weird.
It's a not response.
When I do try, I don't know how to use it, when I do, I can't hear it because it's not, something's already into the pieces. So now I have, okay.
Yours has a control, right?
Now it's
So you're gonna have to.
Yeah,
But I
we
need to find out how to do it, because mine has to, you can take it off of control. So what you have to do is whenever I tell you something to be like an F function, you're gonna have to do control also. So Control Shift. What do you want to hit? It's Control Function Shift. And you're gonna have to press all three of those, yeah. See? Because the function button, your function buttons on your F are for something else. So whenever you want to use the F button, you have to use the function. And I need to find out. I'll talk to Nestor and I'll find out how to turn that off.
Now it's on. It was up earlier, but now it's.
Okay, yeah, call them right now. Call them right now. And all you have to do is just put a code in there or whatever, so it's pretty.
Oh, we got it.
Okay, guys, you ready? It's pretty basic stuff right now, so don't worry about it. Getting that thing up and going is more important. Or not, whatever. Whatever you want to do is fine. She won't even listen to it. Okay. And this is kind of a welcome to Eclipse. Whether you've never used a computer-aided transcription program or you're up or graduating to a total Eclipse, after using the CAT systems, efficient editing is the key to your success. That couldn't be a more important statement right there. Okay? Efficient editing is the key to your success. Okay? So the more time that you spend on editing, it's costing you money, pretty much. Okay? So you want to get through as quick as you can. Okay? So read along and start with the Eclipse. Okay? And this is what they're saying. First, you want to be able to read it comfortably. And this is how you do it. It's Control Shift F7 to zoom in. Control Shift F8 zooms out. So I want you to do that right now. If your computer doesn't do it and it takes you to something else, then you have a function button. Okay? And I'm gonna talk to the IT guy here and figure out how to turn off the function. Actually, if you have a phone, do you have a phone? Google it on how to turn off the function button on a laptop.
Yes.
And while he's kind of looking that up or whatever, I'm going to tell you guys are at a huge advantage than I was. One, we were just starting to use computers. I went and took my test on a typewriter. Do you kids know what a typewriter? You know what? Yeah. Carrying a typewriter to the test to take the test. So I mean, you guys are so much more advanced. It's unreal. And I go and take a depot of a doctor or something like that, and he's listing off all these prescription medications or whatever. Guess who I was calling? It wasn't Google. It was HEB, Albertsons. I don't even know if y'all know Kroger. But I mean, I was calling pharmacies back then to get the name of prescription medication. Guys.
Judy would tell us stories like that because she did it so long
Oh.
ago.
Would they give that information openly?
Yeah, if you're just calling for the spelling of it, yeah, I mean, they were more than happy. But I mean, you may call 5, 6 times, and they're after a while, it's like, seriously?
You need to start paying them.
Yeah. So you kind of wanted to, get the list first, then call them and tell them, and then you have 20 prescription medications, and they're having to spell out 20. They're not happy because it's costing them money and time. So you guys, I don't care what you ask Google, it knows. You can look anything up and it knows. So you guys are at a huge advantage. So it's good. It's good. Were you able to figure it out? Did it come up?
Okay, that is X, G is in golf, B is in boy, Y, and G is in golf.
And it's something real simple. It's like Control Shift Function Delete or something. I don't know. It's something crazy, but it turns it off, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but and I'm going a little bit slower, guys, too, because we're trying to figure out this function button, and one of the students is trying to get online with her computer, so just kind of bear with us.
Okay. I did that.
While we're waiting, can I ask you a question?
We're gonna go off for a second.
Okay.